Hey, it's Meg. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do just a nice relaxed chatty episode in this altered book series. I'm calling this one a Scrappy Stitched Pocket, and you'll see why when I'm putting this page together. I was actually working on like a few different things, and it was almost a bit like a warm-up when I was creating this page. I was trying to create different pockets out of these book papers, and there was nothing that I was really liking, so I just decided to keep going, trying different things, and I ended up creating a bit of a scrappy pocket. So I started off with just gathering everything that I needed, all my different papers. I like to kind of pick out what's speaking to me in the moment, so whether it's different patterns, colours, just have everything to hand, and then it's easier then to start creating. Rather than like thinking about what I'm going to be using next. It's almost like I just sort of pick up what's on my desk and see how that will integrate into the page, and just helps me to get into that creative flow. So I always start by creating a bit of a background. So in this altered book, I've been liking doing a bit of collage and also using white paint to push back the text in the altered book. I just like to use a variety of colours and textures to help create a bit of an interesting base for my journal page, and I find this helps me to kind of get the ball rolling with what I want to do. But I really do love kind of that simple textured background that allows then whatever I'm going to be adding next to be more of the focal point. So for this focal point, I really wanted to have a pocket, and I was using this illustration as a bit of patterned paper for that. So I cut it down to size, and I then wanted to stitch it onto the page, but I didn't want to stitch directly onto the page itself. So I decided to pop some brown paper behind it, and then I attached it with just some stitching to the paper. And I also like adding it this way because not only does it add that extra detail to the page, that tactile element, but it's also a little bit more sturdy than if I was to just glue around the edges. So that's why I decided to go with the stitched pocket, and I've called it the Scrappy Stitched Pocket just because I literally picked up that piece of brown paper. I didn't really cut it to size properly, I just sort of let it overhang, have those uneven rough edges, and I think that added a nice bit of charm to the page, especially because I had the straight lines obviously of the illustrated piece, so you get that contrast as well between the two. Plus I think the brown really helped to lift the illustrated bit off the page a little bit, so it wasn't quite so like sometimes when you stick something down, you know how it can like float on the page. I feel like the brown paper helped to make it not look like it was just sort of slapped onto the page. So I just decided to go around both sides and the bottom here just to secure my pocket, and then this way then I was able to just glue down the pocket on the brown paper straight onto the book page.
Hello, Ramona. I can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost. We stand on the opposite shore. Hello, Ramona. I reach through mysterious ceilings, my only hope. I look for the things I don't know. I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honest, honestly don't. I should be the last to know. We're all in this. I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honest, honestly don't. I should be the last to know. Hello, Ramona. I mistook you for a dream. The engine glows, and I guess you always seem to know. Hello, Ramona. I push back the serious feeling. The end's unknown. To get back the life I used to know. All in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honest, honestly don't. I should be the last to know. We're all in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honest, honestly don't. I should be the last to know.
I really enjoyed making the tag for this page to go inside the pocket, and I just decided to go full on clashing patterns. So I know that I have that blue and green illustrated pocket that I created, and I really loved this illustration that was in the same book as well that I wanted to use, and I did debate like turning it around and having it be the book paper that I backed onto it as the bit that faced out, and then you would turn it over and see this bit. But I just really loved the contrast with the black and then the botanical illustration on it, I think because I like dark florals as well. So it was just really calling out to me, and I decided, why not? Let's go full on clashing patterns, which is funny because I think I use a lot of neutrals and beiges and browns. So this maybe isn't as colourful as some pages could be, but I just really loved the colour scheme and all of the like leaves and foliage that was going on in this page as well. I also decided to come in with some of these rub-on stickers, which I love adding to a page because they don't add too much bulk, and they just feel like they blend into the page, and they look lovely over like book pages, vintage papers. They just add such a nice effect. I absolutely love them, and they just add a nice little detail to my page. So I'll forever be adding these, I think, to my journal pages. They're just such a nice detail. So the punch that I used on the bottom of the tag to add some detail, of course, even though they're absolutely tiny, I couldn't let them go to waste. They add a really nice touch, I think, as a little bit of a collage element. So I was just adding all three of them here at the bottom, and they worked well to fill in that gap, I think, because I was kind of looking at it and thinking, do I want it to be negative space? Do I want to do some like little scribbles or mark making? And I saw those that I'd kept on the desk, and I thought, you know what, let's just include those as well. These are some stickers from, I want to say, Sticky Club. They're like faux washi strips, but I just really loved the patterns, and I decided to use this one, which is, I think it looks a bit like a vintage book paper kind of vibe to it, and I just decided to add that slightly tucked underneath the pocket there just to create some depth and dimension to the page. And finally, no page in my journal at least is complete without coming in with my white Uniball Signo. This is my favourite white pen, and I just love adding little dots and squiggles and sparkles to my pages. I just think they really help to make things pop. And then just to subdue this text here on the left, I came in with some white tissue paper to stick over the top so that it was still visible, but it just wasn't detracting from the main focal point of this page, because I decided to focus everything on the right hand side of this spread. So I just wanted to add this to the spread so that it didn't look too unfinished, and it was like intentional that I meant to leave that section blank. Oh, and then I also came in with some stamping. Gosh, I forgot all of these little details that I added right at the end. So I came in with this stamp and some sepia ink just to add around the edges, and I think that really helped to finish off the page. So I hope you enjoyed watching this altered book process. As always, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!